Hello, everyone. I am back with another update. It has been quite a interesting collection of events going on personally. Um, well, in terms of the news, you know, all the I say you probably look for it yourself. In this case, I don't want to, continue on from that. But I got new movies here, and I want to show you guys what I recently collected. So sit back, relax, and let's begin. So in this case, it's more so a VHS collection, but I did get two DVDs here, both from, of course, Disney. So let's go through them both. The first DVD I have here, Oliver and Company, the special edition. Um, of course, the film was released back in 1988, and it was pretty much it's kind of set a new age in terms of how Disney would release their films. So let me explain something. Um, a Disney animated film before Oliver and Company would come once every 2 to 5 years, maybe, or maybe later. It's not long. However, starting with Oliver and Company, um, Disney decided to go and make their animated films annual. Every year would be a new animated film. So they had a lot of interesting ideas. Many of the animators at the time had a lot of interesting ideas. And this is one of them, based off the works of Oliver Twist, albeit now in a very dated 80s New York City. Um, so this DVD was released on May 14th of 2002. It was the film's first DVD release. And you can kind of tell that this was released at a time when Disney was starting to really step into the DVD market. I mean, aside from their platinum releases, though, those have a higher pedigree of, stuff on here, but regardless. um, I already own the movie on Blu-ray and DVD. Technically, it was a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack from 2013? Yeah, 2013. This version of the film is taken directly from its not digital, its original film negative. As, at least that's what it looks like. It definitely looks a wee bit off. I believe with the release from 2009, the 20th anniversary edition, now it's been fully digitally remastered from the ground up. It says it's been remastered here. I hardly doubt it. And here we have the disc. Of course, as it is an early Disney DVD of the time, it has full color artwork. And here is the chapter selection insert. Pretty basic stuff. This is back when, again, this is a early Disney release. So, pretty basic release. But it's still a decent little one. But yeah, you're better off getting on Blu-ray or you have Disney Plus. I don't know. The other Disney DVD release I have, the Aristocats, the special edition. This was released back on February 3rd, 2008. This was originally announced as a two-disc set. However, it was released as a single disc, which is a shame. I should probably make mention, too, that the songwriters are Robin Richard Sherman, the Richard of the Sherman Brothers, as many of you guys know, has sadly passed away recently at the age of 95. So, of course, I hope he had one hell of a run. From Mary Poppins to the Jungle Book, and of course this. I believe it was this and Bent and Broomsticks were his last work at the studio before he decided to leave, following trouble with the new management. He did come back for the Tigger movie in the year 2000, but aside from that, I don't think he made much of new. I could be wrong. I mean, he made cameos, as far as I'm aware. Well, Richard Sherman did come back for Once Upon a Studio. Of course, did the little piano melody of Feed the Birds. That was a great moment. What's also notable about this release is that this is, I believe, the last, or at least one of the last, Disney DVD releases to be under what they've been formerly known as Walt Disney Home Entertainment. It even has the logo and everything in the DVD, when you boot it up. But Of course, by this time, they would have changed their name to what we know of as Walt Disney Studios Home Entertainment. So this was quite an interesting release in terms of, you know, a bit of a gap. Here is the disc. It has great artwork, by the way. This legit is a great looking release in terms of packaging. As for the film itself, is in a different aspect ratio. Apparently, it was in 1.75. I don't know. Aspect ratios in Disney from the 60s to the 80s, it was weird for me. This is actually quite a controversial release in terms of restorations. I definitely say it's Blu-ray, even if it has a decent selection of bonus features. Many ported over from this. It does not look that great in terms of a restoration. Considering that this uses the Xerox process, as akin to many of their other films at the time, they don't restore that. They don't. How do I say this? Oh my god, Disney doesn't restore them that well, especially in the case of, again, The Sword in the Stone and Mickey's Christmas Carol. Those look especially awful. But yeah, that's the Aristocats. And now let's head on to the VHSs. We'll start off with the two releases here from Warner Brothers they have. Here we have the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie. This is its 1998 release, February 3rd, 1998. This film was originally released back in 1979, if I recall. Yeah, 1979. And in fact, it was one of their earliest releases on VHS, back when they were known as WCI Home Video. Of course, this is part of Warner Brothers' Family Entertainment brand. And it was its first release since, I believe, 1986, if I recall. I suspect they re-release this just so they can somewhat, like, give Space Jam some more sales. I could be wrong. Or the fact that he legit wanted to re-release this. As for the movie, it's pretty much a collection of cartoons. It was directed by the legendary Chuck Jones, containing some of his best work, featuring some intercennials of Bugs Bunny in his rich home, talking about the cartoons and how, they live up. This is a movie I've been wanting to get for years, and this is a release I wanted to get because of how, like, look at this artwork. It's legit great. Here's the cassette. Of course, contains the typical silkscreen label. Printed January 14th, 1998, so it's an original print, if I recall. Came with some inserts as well, so we'll take a look at those. Has an ad for this movie, weird. Batman vs. Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero, coming March 17th of 98. V8 Flash. It's pretty much a coupon book. I haven't had V8 in a while, now I realize it. Warner Brothers, 75 years. Entertain. That's right. 1998 was their 75th anniversary. Because I know Quest for Camelot was one of the movies under that label. Oh, there's another one in here. I didn't notice. Unless. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. This is actually a part of the book? I don't know. Let's just keep going. Warner Brothers Online, the World Wide Web. Yeah, this was before Warner Brothers, or Time Warner bought AOL. Buy one, get one free of Act 2. Personally, I prefer... well, I forgot the name of it, but it was a definitely better one. Mad Magazine, back when it was still being made. British Cruise Line, Six Flags Theme Parks, TCM, Turner Classic Movies, TNT. Keep forgetting they're technically owned by Warner Brothers, or at least as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think this was a part of the book. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll probably just keep it as a separate part. It's weird. This is weird. But yeah, this is a really neat release. I'm very happy to have it. I'm hopeful to get some of the later package films of the Looney Tunes, especially Daffy Duck's Quackbusters. One of the last times Mel Blanc voiced the characters. So this next one is an earlier release. I don't know why I bought this one. Don Bluth's A Troll in Central Park. Yeah, why did I buy this? How the hell should I know? Probably considered Don Bluth's worst film. Yep, it is garbage. Legit garbage. Released in 1994, this was one of two films Don would make from Warner Brothers, and this release is from 1995, if I recall. Um, this movie did so badly; it only made around $70,000. Yes, $70,000. That's how bad it was. Also, I find interesting is that let's see, there's two of the four here of the songwriters, Norman Gimbel and Robert Folk. They did the songs for the butchered version of The Thief and the Cobbler. You know, the one, The Prince and the Cobbler, what are known as Arabian Night. You know, with Harvey Weinstein crap. Yeah, that. And here is the cassette. As you may see, as it is an older release, that's the older Warner Home Video label here. Printed February 5th of 1995. Here we have a pretty random release here. Disney's Tom and Huck, based off the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, starring Jonathan Taylor Thomas of Lion King fame and Brad Renfro. I really just bought this just to be a part of the group. Literally. This is from 1996. Pretty basic release. Here's the cassette. Printed March 16th of 1996. And it also contains this little coupon here. But yeah, pretty basic release. Haven't seen it. I don't know if I will. A lot of Jonathan Taylor Thomas's movies after The Lion King, I legit don't know. Now here's one you probably remember me owning. The Three Caballeros. This is technically the 1987 release. If you remember, I had this release many years ago. I think it was like 2018, 2019. This here is a later print from 1991. What's different about this release, apart from the original from 87, the Walt Disney's header is straight in the middle. The header was once to the left in the original release. Secondly, the corners of the artwork are rounded, so it's not straight off. As I mentioned before, this is not a classics release. It may contain the rhombus diamond of Donald there, but no, it's its own release. It's not a classics release. It's kind of strange. It's funny how Disney would use that rhombus for many of their other releases. Return of Jafar, Aladdin the King of Thieves, the live action 101 Dalmatians, even. I believe it was the last movie to use the rhombus. Yeah. It's definitely one of Walt's more experimental films, and I am a definite fan. Here's the cassette itself. Printed June 25th of 1991. And there's nothing really on here. It's just the movie itself. But regardless, this is a really neat release. Here we have 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea as part of the Walt Disney's Studio Film Collection, released around the early 90s. Of course, I already own one of these, being The Parent Trap. This is definitely one of my personal live-action favorites from Walt. It's really impressive how well the effects in this thing have. That sounds terrible. This is one of the most impressive movies in terms of its special effects, which apparently won an Academy Award for such. Of course, it stars Kirk Douglas, which is he still alive? I don't think he is. But you know, it's definitely one of my favorites from the company. Here's the tape. Printed December 22nd, 1991. As for this one, it just contains the ad for the Studio Film Collection. And then we have, okay, that's pretty much it for the Disney releases. And the last two are from other companies. This is from Paramount. It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown as part of the Peanuts video cassette collection. So starting in 1994, Paramount decided to go and re-release many of Charlie Brown's, specials and TV programs onto video cassette. And they pretty much did that up until like the mid 2000s, where Warner Brothers got the rights to release them on home media. This is from 1994 as part of that original release, as you can see from the bottom of the Paramount logo here, as part of its communications era. Even then, like 1994 was around the time when Paramount was bought out by Viacom. So, yeah, this was released in 1966, if I recall. The special. This cassette's from 1994. Um, Believe it or not, this was almost once going to be the last TV special from Peanuts. The previous one they made, Charlie Brown's All Stars, um, while it was a hit, CBS didn't consider it a blockbuster, and they said, if this next one doesn't do so well, we're not going to order any more. And thankfully, this became a hit. So, I believe there was over 30 Peanut specials produced. Of course, they only own a couple: the Charlie Brown Christmas, Valentine, the Easter Beagle one. That's a personal favorite. Here we have the cassette. As you may see, this is a later print from 1995, the 34th week of 1995 to be precise. But yeah, pretty neat release. Oh, I forgot to mention this. This has a end label as well. Paramount used to do these a lot with their films in the 90s. I keep forgetting they did end labels. I believe they stopped using them after like 1997, 98 tops. And the last of the films I have, An American Tail, Fievel Goes West, the first of 3 movies produced by Amblimation. This was a short-lived animation studio Steven Spielberg made, located in London. They only really produced 3 films. This one, along with We're Back, a Dinosaur Story, and Balto. They did produce an animated TV series based off Back to the Future, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, I've been trying to look for its release from the late 90s, the 1998 release, because I owned the 1998 release of American Tail, so I wanted to have it in a clamshell as well. But for now, I'll just keep this. This is a later print from 1995. I don't think it has any difference compared to the original release. But yeah, Don Bluth had no involvement over this whatsoever. Like many of the people who worked on the movie, well, the first one came back. Let me see here. I know James Horner came back as the composer. Um, yeah, that's kind of all I know. Well, a few actors I believe came back. I know Don DeLuise came back as Tiger, and I believe this was Jimmy Stewart's last role in a project. I could be wrong. Well, actually, no, it is his last role. And here is the cassette. As you can see, it still contains the original label from 1992. Alright, this was printed the 22nd week of 1995. But yeah, that's Fievel Goes West. Hey, there's actually one more I don't think I ever showed you guys yet. In fact, at all. I got this. If you've been following me on Twitter and Instagram, I went on a vacation to Las Vegas, see some family. And the one thing I knew I wanted to do, I should grab a movie from over there. And this is the one. Pulp Fiction, my personal favorite film from Quentin Tarantino. He's a great, filmmaker. This is such a wonderful movie. This Blu-ray was released by Lionsgate. This is back when Miramax stepped out from Disney. I don't know when this was released though. Okay, after doing some homework, I found its original release. It was October 11th of 2011, or October 4th actually. October 4th of 2011, where it got released on Blu-ray. And as I said, this was released by Miramax. Well, Lionsgate. Jesus Christ. But yeah, this looked great on Blu-ray. Apparently, it was approved by Tarantino himself. It has a wonderful bonus features, which I believe were ported over from the DVD release from the early 2000s, the 2-disc release. I had that release too. It was great. But yeah, this is a really great Blu-ray release. Of course, now I believe it's on 4K, so you can eat your heart out with that. But yeah, Pulp Fiction. In fact, continuing from that, I actually the same day before I got this, I went to this place called Player One Arcade and Bar. Recommend it. They had the arcade machine, the Pulp Fiction pinball machine. Definitely recommend it. It's akin to many of the older pinball machines from like '70s and early '80s. It's legit a great pinball machine. Highly recommend that. And that concludes today's update. Well, there isn't much. I just gave too much information. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a great time going through these. Again, I'm especially excited for the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie, so I might as well stop here and start watching it. I'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe, and of course, follow me on social media when you can. Hope you guys enjoy the summer.